Hey guys. I don't know why. For a second, I was like clapping before the camera came on. I don't know if this is some exciting time for you guys. You know, we are headed through that the 8-8, the Lion's Gate portal, right? So a time for ascension of energy. So as always, I do these readings, these today's topic readings, and I always bring them out one day in advance if you are within North America. So some of you will be seeing this on the 7th, others of you it'll already be the 8th. So hopefully this this becomes kind of a fun read. We're just going to kind of do, instead of just a completely like wild card, whatever happens in the reading, I do want to ask just a little bit about what kind of ascension is like headed your way, or perhaps what is something to be aware of for an ascension process. Now, I'm also going to be doing a whole series of Lion's Gate reads that will come out, and I'll probably do those on Saturday, so that again, Saturday the 7th, which would be tomorrow. And I'll do it then so that I can make sure that those are available for everybody if you are a day ahead of schedule and somewhere else in the world. So they'll come out Saturday, but they'll be for Sunday the 8th. All right, and they'll be specific for each zodiac. So hold on tight for those coming up tomorrow. Okay, here we go. Let's jump on in and let's just talk about ascension. That's all I'm going to say, just ascension. Well, not half bad. Ride the wave, you guys, ride the wave. It's not just ascending. Okay, think of it this way. Dolphins are some of the only creatures that are intimate purely for pleasure's sake, aside from humans. They are super intelligent. You can see that they truly play. They enjoy life. Some of you are about to find more pleasure in your life. Some of you may be headed into a time frame where instead of like, oh, man, turn on the news and this is stressing me out, you know, listen to this person and that's stressing me out. It doesn't mean that stresses are not legit, and it does not mean that we don't have a responsibility to, you know, take control of life and make something good come out of life. But this is saying we still don't want to forget the great gift it is to simply be alive, to simply be a part of this whole global experience, the good and the bad. This is all about finding a way to smile even during those difficult times. So the ascension process begins with a certain amount of, I'm going to say, acceptance that sometimes we just got to roll with whatever comes at us, right? So ride the wave, baby, ride the wave. This is kind of a fun way to start today's topic reading. By the way, you guys, you know, as always, you can enter to win a free read with me here just by writing the word tribe in the comment section. I choose at least one of my subscribers each week to get a free reading with me. I did already choose one person this week. I may or may not choose another one into this weekend. It kind of depends on time factor and such in my world. So we'll just kind of see how that pans out. But I don't pre-announce when I do it. It's just, if you're watching these every day and I do, you know, read for you, then I'm sure you'll find it. You'll hear it, right? Okay, so here we go. What does this mean? Talk about ascension. Some of you are stepping into, this is stepping into a time frame. It doesn't matter what zodiac you are. This is stepping into a time frame where you're full of great ideas, giving birth to new ideas. This is, it's not just living life, it's generating newness, generating abundance. This is wisdom, this is clarity, this is, some of you may feel very maternal over something. You want to nurture something, you want to see something grow. You care very much about experiencing your life through the eyes of something else. Or how do I say this? You know, sometimes we get really focused on our day-to-day grind. And then other times we actually get invested in, like, well, okay, I'll use myself as an example. Watching my little doggy just kind of experience all kinds of simple things for the first time in his life is hilarious. You know, the simple pleasures, you know, having his belly in wet grass is like one of the biggest delights in the world to him. Some of you may be doing something like that. Maybe you have a pet, maybe you have a child. Some of you maybe are deciding to become a parent of a pet or a child. But this can also be talking about you wanting to nurture a business or nurture an artistic form or something that you create, something that you view as like you put your energy into it and you want to see it become successful. And that becomes this huge extension of like, you become more energized because you are creating. We're always more, how do I want to say it, more connected to the divine when we're creating versus when we're destroying. This is a creator's card. Doesn't matter if you are a masculine or a feminine or how you gender identify. This is calling upon the creative life force within you and the desire to see something grow, something build. This is not tearing down relationships. This is building relationships. This is not thinking about the ex that hurt us or why are we single. This is talking about, are you kidding me? There's a million other things for me to invest in. There are other people for me to create harmony with. It's basically, if I were to put this simply, you are taking off that little backpack that maybe you've lugged around for the last year and a half, 2 years of stress, of anxiety. This is so much a turning point. It's almost like, I feel like the collective is saying, I am totally not going to be bogged down anymore. Why on earth would I be bogged down? I have nothing that I need to lug around. What's already happened has happened. So instead, what I can change is what's in front of me. I can change my today and I can change what's in front of me tomorrow. That is it. So it's really, it's not blocking out the past. It is simply saying, who cares about the past? I've got today and tomorrow. That's so much more pregnant with possibility. So very beautiful energy. And then it's almost like we start to put a plan into action. Now, on one hand, the Empress obviously trumps the Princess of Wands, but let me put it this way. The Princess of Wands is it's a new beginning, taking action in a new endeavor. So you have conceived of an idea, you know what you're willing to put into it. You have this program in your head of what you're going after, why you want to go after something. And now here you go. This is you making steps to make it happen. This is, I feel like some of you are going to be instilled with this spark of like, imagine, like I literally have the image of somebody like trying to light a fire, trying to light a fire off of flint and making that little spark, and then finally seeing like a little tiny smoke and encouraging it with just the right little, little tidbit pieces of, dry brush to try to get a flame actually burning in a safe way, obviously, right? We have enough forest fires out there. Let's all be conservative and be careful. But this is talking about the creative energy. This is talking about you taking actionable steps toward a goal that you have in life. What is that goal going to be about? What does it have to do with? Oh, I'm so excited to see these upright cards. This is amazing. Some of you, it may be about travel. For some of you, it may be something very artistic. I get jewelry makers. For some of you, maybe you have some design or some idea. For some of you, you may be, and please let me know in the comments what the new spark is that you are going toward. Wow. Okay, so hold on, because we got to talk about the past for just a hot minute. The reason you are, how am I going to say this? The reason you are able to have this new spark and really feed it is because some of you have really closed out the past. You don't want the past back. It's not even with hard feelings. It's just, what do you mean that's over? I'm not trying to reconcile with the past. I'm not trying to breathe life back into that situation. So all that oxygen that I wasted, and forgive me, I shouldn't say wasted. It's never wasted to communicate. But if all the communication in the world didn't create some kind of understanding between you and another person, if everything that you put into something didn't yield results, then that was, in this case, oxygen that you could better use to feed and fan the flames of something else in your life. So some of you are making things right for yourself by completely releasing the past and not even saying, well, I hope that they miss me, or I hope that the universe makes this right. The universe is making this right by encouraging you and supporting you in this next wave of, how do I say this? A wave is such a great, if you talk about the anatomy of a wave, we have the trough and the crest, right? You may have been in a trough for a long time and you're about to come to the crest of something. You're about to, you see these dolphins are like busting up out of the top of this wave and just enjoying this. There's more propulsion, there's more forward motion. It's because you've come out of the trough of the wave at this point. You're no longer, how do I want to say it? You're not at the mercy of the sea. You're being propelled forward by the sea. And the sea always has to do with our emotions, right? So the emotional lows, you're coming into an emotional high, but you're also about to take more positive forward momentum. But this is only because you let go of the amount of energy, I think, that you were perhaps giving to something that you kept trying valiantly to heal from or heal with someone. And at this point, you have reached this enlightenment. So the Hierophant is oftentimes referring to someone who's really strong in this sense of self, really powerful in the sense of enlightenment. They take charge of their own life. They are leaders, they are bosses, they are people in control of life. Some of you are stepping into this energy that is like as powerful and as potent as you can imagine it to be. This is really, how do I say this? You're creating something for yourself, but it is very much an extension of, perhaps some of you have reached a spiritual journey, a spiritual enlightenment. Perhaps some of you are entering into a phase of higher consciousness, going into some form of energy teaching or some form of, I don't want to say it, like spiritual teachings that perhaps you will be teaching others. Whatever this new spark is, it's being guided by your higher self. Let me put it that way. But you've come to a place of real, it's not just Zen. It's not just I'm accepting, and it's not just I'm at peace. It is that I am at peace with my power. This may be something that a lot of you felt. If you have felt strangely like chaotic, going through highs and lows of emotional swings, it may be because you were trying to harness all kinds of energy within yourself without having it all lined up so that it could flow nicely. It's almost like you were sparking energy all over the place within yourself instead of bringing it into one nice conduit, one nice beautiful flow. And that is really what this 8/8 portal is, right? It's it has to do with the star Sirius and the perfect alignment of the Great Pyramids in alignment with Sirius, and that is, like a channel of energy flow. It's very much about flow of energy in this 8/8 portal. So I feel as if some of you are, you can literally see what I'm talking about with this perfect alignment, perfect energy flow. Many of you are directing your personal energy flow, and it is giving you a sense of peace and a sense of like a powerful electrical current that runs through you. So how you use that electrical current, it's just like you're an outlet now, and you can plug different things into this outlet. What do you want to give power to? Do you want to give power to, obviously if we're using an outlet, we would talk about, do you want to plug in your phone and juice that up? Do you want to plug in your computer? Do you want to plug in your toaster? What do you want to plug in? You're like that now. You can plug in whatever you want and give your energy to it, and it will drive something forward. So now is a time to maybe take stock of what are you going to be putting your energy into. So far, what's so beautiful about this is everything that you are being guided to do, everything that you want to put your energy toward is all for positive growth, not negative, which is hugely important. Now, as I say that, we do have a 9 of Swords. There is still a fear, a worry, overthinking, perhaps. There is still some, maybe even a lack of belief that, am I really allowed to have this much power? Can I really be as strong as what I think I feel right now? Or is this going to fade away? I almost feel like it's a fear of like, what if this newfound peace disappears from me again and I go back into chaos? No. If you were in chaos before, like I said, if you were sparking energy all over the place instead of having a nice aligned conduit of energy flow within yourself, that would have been very disruptive, right? But that was all maybe part of your ascension process, and now here you are stepping into that. We got the 4 of Wands. I think you're going to be just fine. This is literally, we keep talking about electricity here. This is like being grounded, right? The Four of Wands, this is a divine, perfectly balanced and grounded energy flow. Some of you are about to meet your divine partner, and it could be a little shocking because it's like out of the blue, I know this is my person, and this is how it is. And it could be very swift. For others of you, you are compelled to simply start taking action. Some of you are like, no, I want to build this house. I'm going to build it with my own two hands, and I'm starting. I have no idea why I know, but I just know that it's time. It's, and suddenly you realize that without you realizing it, maybe you had already been putting all these different things in place. Obviously you can't just build a house unless you already have a piece of land and you have, access to tools and you have, permits and you have all those things. But you may realize that if you don't already have all those things in order, they fall into alignment really quickly. And it's like different people show up in your life at just the right moment, and things happen so much faster than you ever could have dreamed, because it was almost like you were already accruing all of the things that you were going to need in order to make this happen. But it was all happening almost with your subconscious continual effort that you put into something, but you didn't even realize it. And now it's very plain, very clear. For others of you, this is, and that can be it doesn't have to be building a house. It could be any type of business related or interpersonal relationship related situation. For some of you, this can also be, sorry, I know I say it's not about the past, and then I go, the thing is, may not just be you going through this ascension. Just as you are turning your attention to other areas of your life to become very stable and have all this growth, someone else may see you as the perfect partner, and they have gone through an awakening at the same time as you, possibly in a different way. Because this can be a card of marriage, and this is a card of marriage. So it actually, to me, looks very much like we have a union of souls here, not just business related. This, to me, this looks like a lot of individuals that are enjoying this storyline that is coming out of these cards. I feel like some of you would say that you've sensed something was coming, something big and something positive has been brewing and has been coming. You have sensed that a love was returning to your life or was entering your life. You have sensed that it was time for positive change and that you were going to be embracing that. And again, this doesn't mean that it's sunshine and, roses that have no thorns. Not at all. It means that your attitude and your energy and your capability of taking on whatever's in front of you, including the obstacles, including the hurdles, including the difficult things in life, that is where you are energized to be able to handle it without it rattling you or without it making you feel depleted or feel fearful or feel the only thing that you're afraid of is this amazing power that I'm sensing in myself going to fade. No, a lot of you are stepping up, I think, into an energy flow where it's kind of like what the collective needs, what the planet needs. It needs people to be calm and strong and think in a higher thought process of, what is the best, most organized way to have success, or what is the best, most organized way to interact with each other, to calm tensions and to make things flow as smooth as we can, to be logical and patient and educated and, all these things all combined. It's as if collectively, it's how we don't want to be reactive. If, we're having a tough interaction with someone, we are suddenly able to be the mediator to calm down someone else who's having a bad day. It's almost like we're able to collectively feel like, hey, my energy is smoother and calmer. And yeah, there's lots of problems, but I feel okay about being part of the solution. I feel okay about maybe I can lend a helping hand and a soothing support system to someone else who needs it. I picture right now in my head like a whole, okay, so some of you know that I hate lattice. Okay, I hate lattice. But this is a nice lattice network. And don't ask me why it's showing up in my head right now like this, but have you ever taken like caramelized sugar and done like a little zigzag with it, and then you let it harden, And then that can be used as like some pretty little, edible, what do I want to call it? Accoutrement to, some fancy dessert that you've made. It's kind of like that. I see this sweet and edible lattice network that is representing the energy flow of maybe billions of individuals that are all ascending right now, that are all part of something that is going to be much better. It's not, they're creating like a sweetness lattice. I don't know. Oh my God. I don't know how to find words for things I don't know how to explain. There's probably a name for whatever that sugary lattice stuff is. In any case, that's what's in my mind right now. And it's kind of golden looking also. So there's some very nice crisscross of individuals' energy and collective thought process that seems to be all focused on positivity and healing and the kind sort of protection, not the oppressive kind of protection that we offer each other, if that makes sense. It's like reaching out to each other in times of need to help each other, not say, well, clearly you're all wrong. Let me step in and fix this for you. You need to do what I say. It's not that energy. It's something sweet. Like I say, it's the difference between ugly lattice that I don't like and sweet golden edible sugar lattice. Oh my God, I should edit this out, but I'm so not going to. Okay, we've got the Knight of Swords in the reverse. There is a time now to, even though you may be filled with all this energy, there's no rush. We're not rushing to change anything. We're not rushing to, even if this is like you meet this amazing partner and this is the person you're going to marry and you know it, knowing it is enough to make it so that it's like, I'm kind of already married to you. Like, that's just, I was married to you the first time I saw you. Like, I already knew that that's how this was going to shake out. So I don't need to rush into like, are we going to say that we're getting married? What are we calling ourselves? Blah, blah, blah. This is almost like there is no mad rush in anything. When you're truly powerful, when you're truly confident, you don't have to rush anything. You take things in the timeline that it comes to you because you have confidence that this is going to work out just the way it's supposed to. This is mine because I called it in. This is mine because I manifested it. I don't have to be stressed. I don't have to be grappling with something. I don't have to hold on tight to it. I just have to put my energy in an authentic way. So this is no rushing, no not having to stand up and shout your truth. This is not like the rebellious, I need to reclaim my life kind of energy. This is a strange shift in energy where it's like, wow, I'm so tapped in and turned on, tapped in, but you know what I'm saying. There is an element where it's effortless. That may be a really nice change of energy. Maybe a lot of us in the last year and a half have been feeling like we are scraping and clawing our fingernails, trying to just keep our head above water. This is like, no. Everything is going to feel easier. Relationships flow easier. Decisions in business, they seem obvious. It's not stressful. Even if it's not perfect, it's like, yeah, but it's just something that we work with. This is how we're rolling with this one. And everything just goes smooth. This is such a turn of energy. And I say this also because with the 9 of Wands in the reverse, no more battles. We're not here to battle. All that battling, all that, how do I want to say it? The mentality that everything has to be a fight and I need to be right and you need to hear me, that is gone. There's no reason to fight. You already won. There's no reason to battle because the only thing you need to follow is the conviction of what you already know is true and what is guiding you, which will be, how do I say this? It won't make you feel like you're in constant conflict with yourself. It's as if you're going to have more clarity because you'll be able to, without even having to ask yourself these questions, you'll still be able to discern, is this true? Is this kind? Is this helpful? Is this something worthy of me giving my energy to? Is this going to improve circumstances for the many or at least for a few? Is this something worthy of putting my energy into? If the answer is no, then you automatically will not be bothering to go down that detour. This is what I mean when I say that the energy conduit, the flow inside of you is nice and strong. Your thoughts are clear, your intentions are pure, your motives are clear to you, and they're divinely guided in a nice way, not in a fanatical way. Fanaticism is a bad thing. Always, always, always. This is not fanatical. Fanatical doesn't leave room for interpretation. Fanatical is blind, attachment to an idea. And many people go very far down the wrong road. This is not like that. And this is not a, holier than thou kind of attitude either. This is just like, I'm kind of zen about this, and I'm just going to keep doing what's, obviously humane, and what's obviously right, and what's obviously going to make our lives better, what's obviously going to not harm anyone, what's obviously going to bring me peace and bring a smile to someone else's face, and not usurp other people's personal power, and not swindle or degrade anyone, and not, it's actually acting in accordance with kind of like the divine plan. And this has to do with how we relate to each other. This has to do with our interactions with a romantic partner. It does look like this is, a lot of you may be calling in the love of your life, your true partner. A lot of you may find yourselves in kind of like a little bit of, oh my gosh, this is so amazing. How did I get here? How did I get to this? How was I ever not on this path when this path feels so much lighter and brighter and easier? Even though nothing has really changed. It's not like you maybe work at a different job overnight, or that everything in your life is so much more satisfying, but somehow everything in your life is so much more satisfying. It is the way you are looking at things. Page of Cups in the upright. This is about a new, fresh beginning. It's a new version of you. It's how you look at the world. It's the eyes that you look at the world with that has changed. It's possibility. It's not betrayals of the past. It's how many new wonderful people might I meet, not memories of the individuals that done me wrong. It's how will this new love just be intoxicating and fun, and gives me a chance to really enjoy what romance should feel like, not immediately going, okay, but do I believe every word they say? And calculating and questioning and weighing everything. This is the newness that comes with really believing that A, our lives are beautiful, precious gifts, and B, that the world that we live in, we do have an impact in the world that we live in, and we can make it positive no matter how small we may think our impact is. It's not small. It's all drops in the bucket, but every drop counts. And so your good energy that you extend to others makes a difference. And maybe that's what some days that's all your function was to smile at one particular person who was having a bad day, some stranger that you saw even on a street corner in a passing car, and you smiled at them, blew them a kiss. That happened to me once. I was at a very busy intersection, and it was someone who was in a rental car, and I don't know what nationality they were, but it was very busy, and we were all kind of gridlocked, and they really needed, and I could see the frantic look on their face, like they were, unfamiliar with the territory, and really wanted to turn and get into the lane. And it was, not an issue, right? So I hang back, kind of make some space for them, make sure that I, kind of guide them on in. And it was the cutest thing, because they turned to me, and it was a gentleman, and he blew me this kiss. And I was like, a gentlemanly thing. He could have just as easily taken off his hat if he had been wearing a hat, but instead he did that. And I've never forgotten that, because it was such a sweet, simple gesture, but we made each other's day better. And that was it. Those subtle things, here I am sharing that, and that was maybe 4 or 5 years ago at least. And yet that stayed with me because I thought it was really cute. That's the kind of thing that I'm talking about, how we interact with others. When we blow kisses to strangers, that's sweet. That shows connection. That shows, like, I see you and I honor you. I respect you. It's simple, it's sweet, it's kind. So that's what I've got for this reading. I'm going to leave this one here. Like I say, I will do more specific reads for each zodiac tomorrow and have those come up at some point before Sunday. So we'll have something new and fun to look at next. All right, you guys, take care. Mwah. Have a beautiful day.